Hello, welcome back. So I wanted to include this into my last upload, but I didn't have a way to without messing up my setup to do so. So I am presenting it now. So to the left, common oral problems, parasitic cords. A lot of people have heard of cords, but it's interesting to see where it began. But what's the story that's put onto it? I'm not sure how true this story is. I read it and I thought it was interesting. What modern people call toxic relationships, witches have been calling them parasitic cords for centuries. There are times when we hang out or even are closer to people who have lost their way, temporarily or not. These people have a lack of energy. This negative energy balance creates a thirst or craving for energy. To appease that, one needs to connect with the victim. However, this is always a challenge for them, as we are gifted with several defense mechanisms. Therefore, these people try to develop a pathological relationship. Hold on, where am I at? With mood swings in an effort to poison our hearts with guilt and pain. This creates a sick bond or a parasitic cord from which these people feast on our vital energy. And this is very prevalent today, especially like with the mass of doing it, just like with when the forces that be put out all of these messages and like try to beware us and have us think in a certain way. It's like kind of like to harvest our energy and to use it for their benefit, you know. That's why we have to limit the things that we are ingesting. We have to limit the things that we read. We have to limit the things that we watch, you know. We have to limit the places that we go. We have to limit the people we interact with that aren't on the same frequency or higher than we are, right? This is very important, and to remember to cut those cords from these entities, you know, because they're feeding off of our energy. And it took me a while. Like, I learned this the hard way because, you know, as a way of escapism, you surround yourself with people. That was learned early on. But then when you're getting back to yourself, your higher self, getting to your higher self, you realize that you have to limit and to have to cut these relationships off, because you realize that most of the relationships you form is based on trauma, mostly trauma. Mostly trauma. Or then you might have business relationships that's based on, you know, income. You know, you just got to be cognizant of what you're investing time in and with whom, and like what the people you surround yourself with, what they practice, you know. Are they a wolf in sheep's clothing? Like, what's going on there? So it brings us to the quantum DNA evolution, the wave of love, wave X. So you see the auric field around the person that's in fear, and you see the auric field around the person that's resonating in love. Luke Smith, a scientifically controlled study conducted by German researchers at the University of, does that say Kassel? Has shown that while the chest area of an average person emits only 20 photons of light per second, someone who meditates on their heart center and sends love and light to others emits an amazing 100,000 photons per second. That is 5,000 times more than the average human being. Numerous studies have shown that when these photons are infused with a loving and healing intent, their frequency and vibration increases to the point where they can literally change matter, heal disease, and transform negative events. So this is, as we hear the ambulance, emphasis on this is direction that we are headed. Okay, this is where we are. This is where we vibrate within, you know. changing matter, healing disease, and transforming negative events. Of course, the entities that put out the negative programming don't want us on this level. This is why they continue to put stuff out that will have us in fear of stepping into our divine purpose. You know, so we have to be very vigilant and like walking away from things that no longer serve us. Okay, this is very important in the time that we are in now. And like, it's wild, because reading this, I have like I want to be in a constant state of meditation, you know, in a constant state like of love, not having to come out of that, because you know, when you're still in transition, it's like you constantly have to come out of the role that you are working towards. So like, I'm in transition to completely be able to stay in the frequency of love, emitting from that frequency, which I think we all should practice. But many are called and few are chosen. So that's that. See you on the next one.